Oh, hello there. Yes. Well, sounds like the world economy's crashing. Yes. I am quite convinced at the end of this we will understand fully that actually Donald Trump and the people around him really have no idea what they're doing whatsoever. Still, it's been amusing to see the usual commentariat deciding to tie themselves in knots, because obviously Donald Trump's very good because he's one of them. Yes, anyway, thinking of such things yesterday, I was thinking about all those people that, I don't know, seem to have problems with the idea of people voting the way that they do. New Culture Forum, which I keep a beady eye on, obviously, reposted this from Sam Bidwell. Last July, 4 independent MPs were elected in heavily Muslim seats. They capitalised on Muslim frustration with the Labour Party's position on Gaza. Their campaign focused primarily on winning Muslim votes. What have they been up to since the general election? A short thread. Yes, indeed. There's a link to that down below, and you can have a look at that yourself. And it's basically, well, they've done various things in Parliament because they're local MPs, and most of the questions that they've asked, the one key theme is Gaza, because, well, drum roll, that's what they were voted in on largely. But the thing is with this is people get upset about the idea of sectarianism in British politics, which gets me thinking about what exactly these people mean by sectarian. And what they mean is Muslim people having concerns which aren't the same as them. Effectively, that's it. Yeah, I mean, the entire thread is about, oh, isn't it dreadful? They asked this bloke, he stood up and had to ask some questions. Yes, it's responding to his constituents. We are in a representative democracy that has constituencies, and that's the way it works, yeah? That's the way it works. Yeah? Sorry, but that's democracy. I don't see exactly what the problem is here, other than, well, the problem is brown people having brown people concerns. Yes, they will do. If you're a female MP that gets voted in on an anti-trans ticket, it might just be that the questions you ask in Parliament are kind of anti-trans. Is that sectarianism? Well, sort of, yeah, but that's kind of the way it works. You know, I don't know what the solution that people expect there to be with this. I mean, you know, for example, the New Culture Forum have vast problems with Sadiq Khan because he isn't white enough for them, and he tends to, you know, very often post things up about things that brown people in London that vote for him might be concerned with. But that's just called good politics, isn't it? And again, if you have problems with this, if you have problems with people being sectarian, then you are sectarian, in essence. And that got me thinking to some of the people that are standing for election this time around. In particular, the gorgeous and pouting Darren Grimes, who's standing for reform as a local councillor. And he put this up. If multiculturalism is such an obvious success story, then how come young Muslims born in Britain viewed the issue of Gaza as a reason for disillusionment and radicalisation? Well, perhaps because, like lots of us that aren't young and Muslim and are old and, well, atheistic, also see it as a source of disillusionment. Yeah, you know, we have all of the major political parties who won't say jack about what is going on in Gaza. It looks like a stitch-up, and that would lead, many people might feel, to disillusionment. You don't have to have brown skin and go to a particularly converted place on Fridays to believe that. And that got me again thinking about Darren Grimes. What's he going to do when people come up to him as a local councillor that aren't white? How is he going to react to them? Will he decide that their views on potholes are a bit sectarian? Strikes me as a bit odd. Yeah, I would have no faith in Darren Grimes because he posts this kind of stuff up. And it strikes me that sooner rather than later, someone is going to say to him, well, you know, I went to him with a perfectly legitimate concern, but he basically dismissed what I was thinking because he didn't really like the type of person I am. Now, we know that MPs will do this. I'm sure some of you that are vaguely active in politics will have had an actual experience of it, but they shouldn't. Speaking more generally about this whole thing, I think lots more local MPs should be independents, like the independent grouping that we already have in Parliament, because they very often will raise things that no one else will. That's good for democracy. Having local people addressing local concerns is good for democracy. Having local people tied to a bigger machine that doesn't care about them is bad for democracy. Yes, unless, of course, they're the wrong colour. Presumably. Anyway, do have a glorious, yes, slightly further on in the week than it was before.